Hi, my name is Javier Casada, and for this presentation, I will be reviewing my personal experiences with stage fright and speech anxiety, as well as some of the tools that I use to manage that stress. I'm sure many people remember the first time that they had to give a presentation in a professional environment rather than a school or class. The stakes are that much higher, and you want to make sure that you succeed in that scenario. In my personal experience, I had a lot of difficulty of just being able to stop sweating, stop freezing, as well as to actually have eye contact. I kept staring at the slides behind me or what have you. Some tools that I used to better manage that was practicing beforehand, utilizing different vocal varieties, as well as having a better vocabulary and being more dynamic in the space that I had. So, in my experience, I had issues with first, I would have a fawning response, which is kind of like the deer in headlights. I would freeze and then I wouldn't be able to understand or remember what I had just spoken about, even if I knew all of the content material forwards, backwards, upside down. But as I got more experienced and as I got more comfortable with presenting, I began to have the issue of a flight response, totally flipping everything on its head, where I would get kind of very fidgety. I'd be messing with pens and I'd be messing with my shirt. It got so bad at one point that my superior would always have to check me just to make sure that I didn't have any pens or anything that I could be constantly clicking throughout the classes. Some of the tools that I started to use was better preparing my visual aids because a lot of the classes that I was given beforehand were classes that were made from other people that were before my time at that specific office. I also began to better practice and then focus on filler words as well as having better pacing. I have a horrible habit of using and an, as well as I have a bad habit of trying to rip through everything I can say possibly at once and not so much being able to have a better contextual speech. I struggle with trying to maintain a pace that is easier to digest. Um, Next, I learned how to better own the space that I'm in. And what I mean by that is not so much moving around or walking back and forth on the stage, more so just staying in one spot, but still making myself feel comfortable and not so much that I'm caged or kept down. I understand that I still have a very long way to go and that there are many times that speech anxiety and stage fright don't go away. You constantly have to work on it. But I'm working to manage it so it gets to the point where that stress is almost managed habitually for me. My goal is to be able to stand in front of an audience and someday just speak extemporaneously. Thank you so much for your time and have a good one.